hey everyone, welcome back. Third episode of whatever the name of the show is right now, Total Running Time. I'm your host, Matt Jarbo. And you know what, this week, because we did True Grit, we did Superbad, and we're gonna go back and do a whole bunch of these movies twice a week and everything like that. So the great thing is, I want to actually take this week to talk about where the idea for the show came from and why I do it, so to speak. So, a quick backstory. So, imagine we're in Wayne's World and it's like, flashback. Okay, I'm lame, I know. So, go back about a little over a year. And I had picked up this portable voice, voice recorder from Sony, right? And I was thinking to myself, hey, I could do podcasts, make some money or something, get popular on the interwebs. And so I decided to create this character on YouTube, or this vlog page on YouTube and whatever. But one of the things I did was I was looking for stuff to talk about, and I had just seen Paranormal Activity, so I kind of wanted to go through it piece to piece and talk about it. With all that. So I did a breakdown, and I read off the Wikipedia page, which is what I'm doing now for Total Running Time. I did it back then, but it didn't sound very good, and it wasn't the greatest thing it could be. So now I'm back with better equipment, with much more gusto myself, and just have a little bit of fun with it. So basically, that's where it came from. And then Total Running Time is an extension, of course, of 2 Buck Theater. That is facebook.com/2bucktheater. And you get great daily news, reviews, updates, and great questions, conversations, and definitely by now, haikus. So the haikus are out. Those are great. Those are daily. You also get weekly DVD release schedules. You also get the theatrical release schedules of what comes out. So really, we're working hard to make 2 Buck Theater your number one place to go on Facebook for movie news and information. And this also built a great community. So this is part of it. So if you like this, please go there and talk about it. Let us know. That way we have a lot of fun. But this is not why you're listening to me pimp my own stuff. You're here to listen to me talk about movies and talk about this particular film. So let's go back to 2006 when an unknown writer-director out of San Diego, which is where I'm from, decided to make a film. And he wanted to do something very Blair Witch-esque. And so he came up with a story called Paranormal Activity. And here is the outline. In 2006, Katie and her boyfriend Mika are a young couple who recently moved into a 2-story house in suburban San Diego. Katie claims that a ghostly presence has haunted her since childhood and believes that it has followed her to their new home. She hires a psychic, Dr. Fredericks, who assesses that she is being haunted not by a ghost but by a demon. He says that the demon feeds off negative energy and its intent is to haunt and torment Katie no matter where she goes. Before leaving, he advises them to not taunt or communicate with the demon and to contact a demonologist, Dr. Johann Averies, for help. Instead, each night, Mika mounts a video camera on a tripod in their bedroom to record any paranormal activity that might occur while they sleep in hopes of solving the problem himself. The camera manages to capture several supernatural phenomena, which remain minor at first, including a bedroom door moving by itself and the sound of rapid footsteps downstairs. As Mika consistently taunts the demon, the phenomenon gradually grows worse, including loud bangs and inhuman noises reverberating from deep within the house. One night, Katie awakens to spend several hours standing by the bed staring at Mika while he sleeps before going outside to sit on the backyard swing. Mika awakens and goes in search of her, but when he tries to convince her to come inside, she refuses, her voice dreamlike and detached. When Mika goes inside to get her a blanket, he finds that the TV turned on in the bedroom and is startled by Katie, who has followed him inside but says that he woke her up. Mika shows Katie the recording in the morning and she has no recollection of any of it, including the conversation they had at the swing. Katie, already irritated by Mika's flippant response to the situation, becomes irate when Mika brings home a Ouija board despite Dr. Frederick's warnings. While the two are out of the house, the Ouija board's planchette moves on its own and a small fire erupts on the board, extinguishing itself moments later. That night, Mika sprinkles talcum powder in the hallway, and later the couple finds non-human footprints leading to the bedroom from the attic. While up in the attic, Mika finds a burnt photograph of young Katie, which was previously thought to have been destroyed in an unexplained house fire. The morning after a particular intense haunting, a loud bang is heard, and they discover the glass over a photo of them has been smashed, and with Mika's image scratched underneath. Dr. Avery's is abroad when Mika finally agrees to invite him, so Dr. Fredericks comes instead. Upon his arrival, Dr. Fredericks immediately has a sense of dread. He apologetically leaves despite their pleas for his help, stating that the presence is only making the demon angry. 2 nights later, Katie is dragged out of bed and down the hallway by an invisible force. Hearing her screams, Mika gives chase and seizes her back. The next morning, they discover a gruesome bite mark on her back. Stressed and exhausted, the couple decide to go to a hotel. Later, Mika finds Katie gripping a crucifix so tightly that it bloodies her palm. Mika, angry at the situation he cannot control, burns the crucifix and the picture found in the attic. Just as Mika is set to leave, a suddenly apathetic and languid Katie insists that they remain in the house, claiming that they're going to be okay now, her voice sounding resigned and flat. Later that night, Katie awakens once again to stand there and stare at Mika while he sleeps. After standing and staring at Mika for approximately 2 hours, Katie goes downstairs into the darkness. After a moment of silence, Katie lets out a blood-curdling scream, waking Mika, who rushes to her while the camera records what sounds like a struggle downstairs. The screams then stop, and a brief silence is followed by the sound of heavy footsteps coming up the stairs. And after another brief silence, Mika's body is violently hurled at the camera, knocking it over. Katie then slowly walks into view, her clothing soaked with blood. Crouching over Mika's body, she sniffs him before slowly looking at the camera with an evil smile and then lunging toward it, with her face adopting a demonic appearance right before the screen cuts to black. The film ends with the title card stating that Mika's body was discovered 3 days later and that Katie's whereabouts still remain unknown. So that is Paranormal Activity, and it's a pretty straightforward film. You know, it's like it's 2 people in a house, right, for 86 minutes, and you know, like I thought that the tension was great, that the build up was great. I thought the acting was horrible, not so much on Katie, she was okay. I hated Mika. Maybe it's because he played the character too well, and I know guys like that, and I'm just going like, I want to see this bastard die. Like, hardcore, just take it and bah! Right? So, yeah, there's all that. But I enjoyed it well enough. I mean, I saw it in the theater, and I think movies like this you need to see with a crowd, because it's hard to feed off that emotional energy, that intense energy that comes from watching it with people, you know? It's like, because when they did the viral campaign, the Demand It campaign, they had said, you know, they'd shown shots of people in like a packed auditorium, right? Well, if you can pack an auditorium, you're going to be feeding off the energy of everyone there. That's just how it goes. So that's what they did, right? And that's what got people in the seats. The movie cost $15,000. Well, that's what it says. I've heard $11,000, but you know, whatever. So $15,000, most of which was used for the staircase and the camera. Great staircase, awesome camera. But it grossed $193 million, and it's insane. So, you know, go figure. It's like Spielberg suggested the ending that we see, where they throw They throw Mika's body into the camera. But originally the ending was they go downstairs, they struggle. Katie comes back upstairs like bloodied and holding a knife, and she sits there and she rocks back and forth for like 2 whole days, right? And then her friend shows up, and her friend's like, "Oh my god!" Right? And then, you know, you hear her, and then like the police show back up, and they're like, "Girl, we're the police. Police, open up!" And then, you know, Katie kind of comes to, and she's just like, "Oh my god, where am I? Oh my god, everybody!" And then they're just like, you see like their, you know, like their flashlights coming up the stairs, and then she's just like, "Where's Mika? Where's Mika?" And they're like, "Put down the knife," and she's like, "Where's Mika? Oh my god, put down the knife, bitch! Oh my god, where's Mika?" And then she like runs towards them, like freaking not noticing that she's holding the knife, and you know, they shoot her dead. They shoot her. That's one of the endings, second ending, original ending. And there's a third ending that I keep hearing about that I haven't seen, but I keep hearing about it, and it's you know, I think it's like she goes upstairs after killing him, she goes over to the camera and she like smiles and then cuts her own throat. So this guy kind of kills it, doesn't leave it open for a sequel, which is what we'll be talking about on Friday. Will be Paranormal Activity Dos, Paranormal Activity, or I don't know, it sounds like Pig Latin. But yeah, no, I mean, I liked Paranormal Activity. It was fun. I tried watching it on DVD, didn't really have the same experience, so it definitely requires an audience viewing. So be sure to come back on Friday and check it out. In the meantime, head over to Two Buck Theater's page and comment and talk about it and everything like that. So I'm Matt Jarbo. I will see you guys next time. And just remember that this episode was brought to you in part by ScriptsNotes.com, where you can get great low-budget short film screenplays for a very good price, as well as custom screenplays and Monsters vs. Monsters. which is a low-cost alternative to high-cost entertainment. Sorry, that's scriptsnotes.com and monstersvsmonsters.com. So I will see you guys next week on Total Running Time.